Good evening and welcome to the Monday, June 28th, 2021 meeting of the Ashland Zoning Board of Appeals. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast by WACA-TV. The town of Ashland, in response to the COVID-19 coronavirus, is currently following the guidance from the Ashland Board of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the CDC regarding the virus and steps communities can take to prevent the spread. In accordance with the governor's order, suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 20, all public meetings are being conducted remotely. And to participate remotely from a computer, please use the link that is posted on the agenda, or you may dial in via telephone from the number that is also listed on the agenda. First order of business will be to call the meeting to order. I, John Trefethen, am present.
I, Brian Forrestall, am present.
I, Nathan Dand, am present.
Hi, Stuart Siegel, I'm present.
Chuck, you got to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying. Hi, Chuck Green, am present.
Okay, thank you. All present and accounted for. We also have with us tonight Emma Snellings, our assistant town planner, who is controlling the Zoom portion of the meeting. And also, last but not least, is our town council, Lisa Mead, who is also with us this evening. We have two items on the agenda, a continued public hearing at 0 Memorial Drive, a comprehensive permit, which was continued from June 14th of 2021. And at 7:15, we have on the agenda a continued public hearing for a variance request at 4656 Fountain Street, which was continued from June 7th, 2021. With respect to the Fountain Street matter, the board received a request from the applicant for a continuance. The request was received this afternoon because on the agenda it is not scheduled to be heard until 7:15. We can't take it up until that time, but typically the board will grant an applicant's request for a continuance. And I say that only because if there is anybody here specifically for that matter, you can proceed accordingly. I see also we are now joined by our town planner, Peter Matchik. I'll read the item in the public notice for 0 Memorial Drive. The Ashland Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing via Zoom video conferences to hear the petitions of the petition of UA Senior Manager LLC, care of Allen and Major Associates Inc., requesting a comprehensive permit per General Law, Chapter 40B, Sections 20-23, to allow for the development of a 180-unit age-restricted rental community comprised of 156 rental garden apartments and 24 townhouse-style rental units. The development will include 2 4/5-story apartment-style buildings, 4 townhouse buildings with 6 units each, a clubhouse, 4 detached parking garages, an access road, parking areas, amenities, and all supporting site features and infrastructure required to support the proposed development. The property in question is located at 0 Memorial Drive, Assessors Map 13, Lot 154 in the Rail Transit District, and parties wishing to be heard in this matter should appear at the time and place indicated above, and materials are available to viewed on our town website. This is a continued hearing. As I indicated, we have had multiple hearing dates on the matter. We have been making good progress going through everything, and we are now coming towards the anticipated end of the process, I think. I see the applicant is represented by Attorney Robert Buckley, who is present this evening. Good evening, Attorney Buckley.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman. May I proceed, or?
You certainly may.
Thank you. For the record, Robert Buckley, Reamer and Bronstein, I have with me off camera Christine Hung, who's assisted me in this matter. For the board, well, I send you my greetings. It's been a long process. As you recall, the last meeting, we spent quite a bit of time going through the letter of GCG Associates with respect to their peer review of the plan set and the data submitted as part of the application process. We also spent time going through each of the waivers and discussing all of the waivers and taking the comments and hopefully come to some type of understanding and resolution as to all of them. There were two issues that we left last meeting with, and I'd like to advise the board as to what the resolution of those issues was. The first was there was a waiver request with respect to pedestrian access on the site drive. There was some concern to provide pedestrian access, and we agreed with the template that we discussed at that meeting, which was to provide a trail connection when the town institutes their trail system on the adjacent parcel that is required to be conveyed to the town. We have sent a draft condition for the town's consideration to the planning staff, but I think that will resolve the issue and provide a safe and convenient manner if someone desires to walk the grade down to Memorial Drive. The other was with respect to comments that were provided by the fire department with respect to site storage of equipment in the event, the unlikely event of a fire or an emergency situation, as well as certain hydrant locations. There was a meeting with the fire department where those issues were discussed and I believe resolved. And I was copied on an email, but I believe the staff has been advised that the fire department was satisfied with the resolution, and plan sets have been revised to reflect that resolution and have been provided to the town. Those were the two outstanding issues. A third issue that came to light today, there is a private matter going on between the applicant and a third party. And for some unknown reason, a copy of the answer to the complaint was delivered to the board and asked to be shared with the board. That really is of no relevance to the board, but I think I have to address that just to acknowledge that I was copied on the email that apparently delivered that to the board this morning. But the application before the board is complete. It is in compliance with the regulations. And as I indicated in the beginning, that is a private matter that we will be resolving as we go forward. So at this point, Mr. Chairman, I think we've addressed the outstanding issues in this long process. I certainly, on behalf of the applicant, appreciate the attention, the responsiveness of the board, as well as the staff of the town to the issues raised and the review and thoughtful comments provided. I leave it to the discretion of the chair and the board, but I believe at this point, I don't think we have any additional information to provide and would request that the board begin its deliberation of the material before it.
Just a couple of housekeeping matters. I did want to just read for the record some additional documentation that was submitted to the board after our last meeting. One dated June 24th, 2021 is revision number 4 of the comprehensive permit dated June 23rd, 2021. And we also have an email from Philip Cordero of Allen and Major Associates to Fire Chief Roby dated June 23rd, and Chief Roby's email to Mr. Cordero, but copying Mr. Cordero, but primarily to Peter Matchik and Emma Snelling concerning his review of the fire lane issue, and that it has been resolved to his satisfaction, and also with stating some concerns about the hydrant. I don't see Mr. Cordero here this evening, or at least on the screen. But I would just ask if any of the board members have any additional questions at this point in time of Attorney Buckley, or any of the other members of the applicant who are here. I see Mr. Smetana and Mr. Uccellini are here. So let me call upon each individual board member to see if there are any additional questions. Brian, do you have any questions at this point in time? I know you would express some concerns about pedestrian access at our last meeting, and as Attorney Buckley has indicated, there is a draft condition that he sent in which all of us were copied on. Do you have any questions about either that or anything else for the project?
I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay. And Nathan, as the other sitting member of the board on this matter, do you have any questions of Attorney Buckley or anyone for the applicant?
I don't at this time, but also since I was not present at the last meeting, I just received the minutes and video from that and haven't had time to review those. So pending my review of those, I don't have any questions.
Very good. Stuart, any questions or comments at this point? Oops, you're muted, Stu. There
No,
we go.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And Chuck, how about you? Any questions or comments at this point in time?
No comments, thanks.
Okay. I have none either. I think we went over everything at the last meeting, and with respect to conditions we can place on the proposed decision, should resolve any remaining issues. At this point, my sense is that the project has the approval of the ZBA members with appropriate conditions placed on the waivers and other conditions placed on the project. I see one member of the public, I believe, or actually perhaps two members of the public that are here. What we have been doing at each meeting is, as we get to the completion of a particular subject area, we've opened up the project for questions to the general public for that particular subject matter. So before we go any further, let me do that one last time. If there's anyone here from the public who wishes to speak briefly, and I emphasize the word briefly, please indicate, and Emma, who is controlling access, will allow you to unmute.
Okay, I see that Mark Dasoni is raising his hand, and I've invited him to unmute.
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Dasoni.
Good evening, board. How's everything going?
Well, we're here. That's the good thing. What would you like to say, Mark?
I would like to say, seeing how you're going through almost the final night of this, I'm going to ask the basic question: what are the steps after this takes the vote? Is this going to be continued, or is this going to be a motion to go forward with? That's my question.
The hearing will be continued to another evening. Our process is going to be to discuss the matter briefly and then direct instructions to town council to draft a hearing decision or a comprehensive permit decision in accordance with the matters that have been discussed. And that will be distributed to the ZBA members, and we will come back at a date which will be determined to review the draft decision, finalize it, and I would anticipate take a vote to approve or disapprove the decision. Okay, Mark is muted, but he gave us a thumbs up, so very good. Okay, board members, as I said, my sense is that from all of the evidence that's been presented and the questions that we've asked over the several hearing meetings that we've had, that we are in favor of the project with appropriate conditions being placed on it. Am I correct with that assumption? I believe I am.
You are
I'm
correct
not.
from where I sit.
Okay, and Nathan?
Yes, pending my review of last meeting.
Okay. Okay. Stu, how about for you?
I'm in favor.
Okay. And Chuck, how about for you? Okay. Okay, I got Chuck nodded his head
Yes,
yes. There we go. With that being said, Lisa, do you have enough to take direction from us to draft a decision and submit it to the board in advance of our next meeting, and anticipating that it will be a rather lengthy decision, not like our usual 2, 3, or 4-page decisions with a special permit request, so that we have adequate time to review it before we have our next meeting?
Yes, I have enough information between my notes and the minutes. I have plenty of information to do a draft decision, in addition to all the peer review comments as well.
Is there anything else you need from the board tonight in order to do that? We're all set.
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. Attorney Buckley, is that process satisfactory to you?
Chairman, that is satisfactory.
Okay.
And
Now-
with one caveat, if any of the information an attorney Mead or the staff of the town needs additional information, do not hesitate to contact us, and we'll get whatever information is required.
Very good. Thank you for that. Then the next step, I think, is to decide what date we would come back for the continued hearing. Normally, it would be, well, we're sort of in a mixed position at this point. We've been meeting on the 2nd and 4th Monday, which is not our customary meeting date, and we're switching back to the 2nd and 4th Tuesday, starting with our first meeting in July, as we have a hearing in another matter that has been published for Tuesday, July 13th. However, I've been informed that town council is not available on July 13th, and the following 2 weeks, which would typically be either Tuesday, July 27th or Monday, July 26th, is a conflict for council as well. And I think we all would like to get this wrapped up before the end of July. And I know Emma had solicited opinion from, or question to all of our board members if we would be available on what dates in July, Emma?
Yes, we were looking at July 19th and the 20th, which is a Monday and a Tuesday. I didn't hear from all board members, so maybe if people want to chime in.
Okay, I would be available on either night.
I too, either night.
Yeah, either night works for me.
And Brian?
I'm available on the 20th.
Okay. And Stu?
I'm available on either day.
Attorney Buckley, how about you?
I'll make myself available, given the discretion and the cooperation that the board has shown.
Okay, thank you, Attorney Buckley. So July 20th is a Tuesday, is that correct, Emma? Okay.
Yes, correct.
So I would entertain a motion to continue tonight's hearing to Tuesday, July 20th at 7 p.m. Do I hear such a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye, John Trefethan, I'm in favor.
I, Brian Forrestall, am in favor.
I, Nathan Band, in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, in favor. Sorry, Chuck.
I'm in favor. Chuck Green.
Okay, excellent. Thank you very, yes,
Mr. Chair, I just want to, I haven't seen the latest extension approval or continuance request from the applicant, and we are getting towards the end of the 6-month period. So, Mr. Buckley, can you confirm that you'll provide an extension to be able to file the decision by July 31st? That's obviously plenty of time after the meeting, just the event that there are some changes or something that has to be made.
Absolutely. For the record, that is not a problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
okay, thank you for that. If there is nothing else, then this matter is concluded for this evening.
Thank you for your time, consideration, and as always, please stay healthy.
Thank you, Attorney Buckley, you as well. Okay, well, that gets us to 7:22 when we go on to the second hearing on the agenda, which was the continued matter for 46 and 56 Fountain Street. As I indicated, we received a request that was stamped in by the town clerk's office at 12:24 p.m. from Attorney Connors, indicating that Mr. Fregali is requesting a continuance for the hearing to the next scheduled meeting. We typically grant the request of an applicant for such a continuance, absent some extenuating circumstances otherwise. Any objection anyone has to granting this this request? Nathan or Brian, are you all set with it?
No objection.
Okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay, Nathan, you're all set? Chuck, Stewart,
Yes,
okay.
I'm all set.
Our next hearing would be Tuesday, July 13th.
Correct.
Okay. So shall we continue this to that date at 7 o'clock? I know we have another matter already scheduled for 7 o'clock, but we can schedule both at 7 o'clock and then decide which one to go forward with first, I think. Okay. Does someone like to make a motion to continue this matter to Tuesday, July 13th at 7 p.m.?
So moved.
So moved.
Okay, I hear a second.
Second.
Okay, I, John Trefethan, am in favor.
I, Brian Forrestall, am in favor.
I, Nathan Band, in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, I'm in favor.
And I, Chuck Green, am in favor.
You know, we're getting this down very, very well without speaking over everybody, just in time to go back to actual meeting in person. So, okay, excellent. That takes care of that matter. Other thing on the agenda would be approval of the minutes. We received draft minutes from June 7th. They came out last week. Minutes for the June 14th meeting came out mid-afternoon today. And I'm going to suggest we table the June 14th minutes for review to give everybody an opportunity to fully review them. Oops, town council has left the meeting before I had an opportunity to thank her, but it's always reassuring to have town council there to correct when I screw up. Okay, the June 7th meeting minutes. Any questions, changes, proposed changes at all? If not, a motion to approve?
Make
So
a
moved.
motion, I make a motion, we approve the June 7th meeting minutes.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. I, John Trefethan, in favor.
I, Brian Forrestall, am in favor.
I, Nathan Band, in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, am in favor.
And we did that perfect. I'm in favor, Chuck Green.
There you go. Okay, and I don't think we need a motion to table the June 14th minutes, no. Anything else specifically on the agenda that we need to discuss? Emma?
Yes, so under administrative matters, I was hoping we could discuss meetings through the summer in terms of staying virtual versus being in person. So obviously our next meeting on July 13th has been advertised as a virtual meeting, so that will move forward on Zoom. But with the recent legislation, it's been kind of the option has remained open to stay virtual. And the town is basically letting each board determine how they'd like to operate. So
What are other boards doing? For instance, the select board and the planning board, what are they doing?
yep, so the planning board is staying virtual through the summer and intends to return in person in the fall. The select board, I believe, is doing something similar. I think they're staying virtual for a little while. I do know that there's some people are looking into the possibility of having hybrid meetings, but that isn't quite ready yet. So.
Okay. And personally, I sort of like the idea of staying on Zoom through the summer and then in September starting back with in-person meetings. But I'd be interested in hearing what others would prefer to do. Brian, your thoughts?
I don't need to be in the same room with you guys or you people to make these decisions. And if I find the Zoom so much more flexible, I'm in Maine right now, and I just think this is great to be able to do it this way. Yeah, it's working great for me.
Okay. Nathan?
Going back in the fall works for me.
Okay. And we don't need to make that decision tonight about going back in the fall, but if we decide to stay via Zoom for the summer, and at the end of the summer, we can decide how we wish to proceed if we're still given that option by the governor's law. Stu, how about you?
I'm fine with Zoom.
Okay. And Chuck?
Yeah, I have cookies here, so I'm fine. I'm good. Zooming is good.
Okay, I like that. Okay, then Emma, why don't we plan? We will stay on the Zoom schedule through the month of August, and we'll revisit going forward what we're going to do. With respect to the July, where we moved the second meeting in July up to the 20th, there's not going to be a meeting on the fourth Tuesday of the month, correct?
So right now we are not committed to that fourth Tuesday. Nothing's been continued or advertised for that date. So if the 20th wants to be the second meeting of the month, that is entirely possible.
And I would suggest we keep it that way. I don't think any of us want to do a third meeting in July. So, okay. Anything else that anyone has for administrative matters? Okay, if not, how about a motion
Nothing
to
from me.
adjourn?
I move we adjourn.
Is there a second?
I second that motion.
I, John
I
Trefethan, am in
second that
favor.
motion.
Everybody in
Brian
favor?
Forrestall, I'm in favor.
Okay,
I, Nathan Band, in favor.
I, Stuart Siegel, am in favor.
Chuck Green, am in favor.
Very good. Happy 4th of July, everybody, and stay cool.
Yeah, stay cool.